All right, I'm going to share my screen so you guys are able to see what I can see. And if I'm going along and you have a question, just stop me. There's not a ton of us here, so we can kind of keep it casual. But just to recap, I know you guys know what GHP is, but for anybody who's new, GHP is a residential summer program for the description they use is gifted and talented high school students who will be rising juniors and seniors next year. So the students that you're going to be targeting or that your teachers are going to be identifying to nominate for GHP are going to this year be in the 10th and the 11th grade.
But a lot of you got the reference to Kirk Franklin. He reigns. What's the place? What's the place? But did you get this reference?
Oh, that's not for me. Okay, I'm good. So it says gifted and talented, and that is definitely true. I want to reiterate, just like I did last year, that doesn't always mean a straight A student. Obviously, we don't want to nominate students who are failing, who don't come to school, who have a very poor work ethic. But sometimes students have a really, really super intense interest in a particular subject, like computer science, for instance. And they're real passionate about that subject. They're very knowledgeable about that subject, but maybe they might have a high B in that class, whereas another student might have a high A in the class, but that's more of a conscientiousness, work ethic, kind of personality thing. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? We want students who are passionate about the content and also do have the skills to be successful. Uh, Questions about what GHP is? Okay, here are our areas of nomination. I know it's small. You guys are going to get this PowerPoint or you're going to get this Google slide deck. You'll be able to see it better when you get the actual slide deck. But there have been a couple of changes that I mentioned earlier. Computer science is now its own thing, whereas it used to be in the engineering and or science department. And I think that's pretty much all that's changed. All right. What are the expectations for you guys as the GHP coordinator? The number one expectation for you is to join the GHP Canvas course. There's a link to the course here. When you get the Google slide deck, if you're not already enrolled in the Google GHP Canvas course, just click here and you can enroll that way. If you are already enrolled, click here and it'll take you to the course. Another thing that is on your to-do list is to strongly encourage any recommending teachers to attend the GHP Recommending Teacher Tutorial Zoom. It's going to be on the 9th, which is next Tuesday. And I'm going to link the Zoom link here before I send you the Google slide deck, but I can't link it because I haven't made it because we don't know what time to make it for. The person that does this recommending teacher tutorial is Alicia Vinson. She recommended lots and lots and lots of students for GHP when she was a teacher, and she had really great success with it. She does a great job helping teachers understand what that should look like. So I'm going to stop sharing for just a minute and bring us all back together. And you guys are going to help me decide what time that teacher tutorial Zoom should be. So if you have any suggestions, just yell them out. Because we didn't know if Alicia didn't know if it should be in the afternoon or early in the morning, or what do you think would be the best for high school teachers? Anybody? If you had to say between 4:30 in the afternoon and 7:30 in the morning, which one?
I'll just say that we start school later
Mm-hmm.
because of our bus situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't start school till 9. So teachers don't have to be here until 8:25. So they will not be jumping on an early morning one.
They're not going to do a Zoom in the
Um,
morning.
not that, yeah, they will not do that. Not that early.
What do you recommend, Sabrina, for the teacher tutorial? 4:30?
Is it possible for us to do like how, because I know we have to be here until 4:25
Mm-hmm.
anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you did a 4 o'clock one, I know
Does
it's not
any
everybody's leave for contract times,
Well, I
but
think 4 o'clock is what time we did it last year. And the reason Alicia was wanting me to ask you guys is she literally had zero teachers come to it last year. I mean, like zero. So it's a great resource for teachers who are going to nominate somebody. She answers questions. She does a really good job. And I hate that she's volunteering to do it and she's not having anybody show up. But I'm gonna say I ask you guys, and you guys said 4, and that's what time we're gonna do it. So that'll be next Tuesday. I'll reshare my screen. That'll be next Tuesday, the 9th at 4 o'clock. And if you could just encourage your teachers to hop on that Zoom if they're planning on nominating students, that would be great. Another one of the expectations for you is to work with your teachers to identify potential candidates. Just remind them of what I was talking about earlier in terms of what type of student that GHP is looking for. A student who is very passionate about the content, not necessarily passionate about every class that they take in high school, but passionate about that particular content. We don't have a numerical cap right now on nominations from schools, but please screen your nominations. The pool of people who are helping to vet these nominations at the district level is shrinking. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That means that every nice, person who is still willing to help, their load is getting bigger and bigger and bigger because we're dividing by a smaller number of people. So just tell your teachers, if you know somebody just does not have what it takes and they are not going to make it, please don't nominate them. I know that would probably be a hard conversation to have with a student, but that's that's a reality check. It's like, you know, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, don't nominate. Teachers should not nominate students just to be nice. I'll just leave it at that. Receive and communicate all district information to teachers, parents, and students. I'll be sending information up until everything gets turned over to the state, which will be in January. And then at that point, you will receive and communicate all information from the state to teachers and parents, and monitor the timely completion of the nomination form for both the district and the state. Questions so far? All right.
I have a question,
Yes.
just with the process.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, the students who made it to GHP,
Uh-huh.
will you send us a list of them? Because I always get asked about who made it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
only, you have like that small number of kids who come back and say, yes, I made it, and other ones who go about their business,
Yes.
and
I
then they
I
have to scramble.
I typically do send that list out.
Mhm.
If I didn't send it to you this past go round, I apologize. I get a list. It's an embargoed list.
Yes, ma'am.
A day or two before they notify the students. And it says that I can let you guys know it's like 5 o'clock whenever it's pretty much the same time the kids are going to be finding out.
Okay.
Typically what I do is I just like copy your particular school out and send it to you. If I didn't this last go round, again, I'm sorry I didn't, but yes. And if you don't get that, which you should, just shoot me a text or an email or something, and I'll
Okay.
totally get that to you. But I'll put it on my calendar to do that. Because you guys do need to know who made it and who didn't make it, just so you can prepare for the reactions that are going to be coming.
Okay.
The application process for district candidates will be done exclusively through 3 Google Forms, just like we've done it in the past. Teacher is first. Please, teacher first. Student second. counselor third. So the teacher has to recommend the student before the student gets sent the Google form. This way students are not recommending themselves and then running around trying to find some kind-hearted teacher who's willing to probably, maybe shouldn't, but feels bad for them and writes them a recommendation. Teachers, you'll tell your teachers to email the student notifying them that they're not that they have been officially nominated, and to CC you. And when you get that email, that's your indication that you need to send that student the form. Does that make sense? Any questions about that process? The teacher's going to email the student, I have nominated you for GHP in whatever area. When you get that email, make sure they copy you on it. When you get that email, that's when you send the student their Google form link. Then the student can fill theirs out. And that's also when you can either fill out, if you're the counselor, you're part of it, which is it's short and sweet. It's mostly about grades. Or if you're not the counselor, send the link to the counselor. So you're going to send the link to the teacher first, if the teacher wants to nominate somebody. And then when you get that email back that says to the student, you've been nominated by such teacher and you have been notified, then you can send the student. Questions about that? You guys are going to get the links to the forms and the email. I forward you an email to send to your teachers with the link to the form, and I forward you an email to send to the students and to the counselor. I'm going to get all that to you by the 11th. And there is the Rainy McCullers pre-screening for music. Potential music applicants will be pre-screened on October 15th, 2025 at Rainy McCullers from 4:30 to 7:30. Please do not send student applications to music candidates before it has been confirmed that they have passed the pre-screening. Even if you get an email from a music teacher to a student that says, I have officially nominated you, which you shouldn't until they're pre-screened, and tell your teachers not to do that. But if they were to do it anyway, still don't send that nomination link to that student until they've been pre-screened. Questions so far? I know it's a lot of information, but it's pretty much the same. Timeline is right here. I emailed this timeline to you guys, I think on the same day that I emailed you this Outlook invitation. Timeline's running in the same pattern that it typically does as far as deadlines and the actual GHP next summer. I'm going to pop into the course, the Canvas course that I want you to make sure that you have joined. If you haven't already, please do. The recording of this meeting will be here. The slides will be here. Questions about that? That's how you'll access the slides. I'm going to link the slides here. I think they're already linked. And the recording will be here if you need to go back and review any of this information. The teacher tutorial is September the 9th, and we've decided that it's going to be at 4 o'clock. And the video of the teacher tutorial will be here. I wouldn't advertise that there's going to be a video of the teacher tutorial until after the teacher tutorial, because it would be better if they attended the Zoom in person. But after the Zoom, you can just say, by the way, there's a video recording. All GHP application form links will be emailed. I already talked about that on the 11th. The deadline for getting the district applications in, all three, student, teacher, counselor, is October 30th at 5 p.m. I would set my school deadline for 1 to 2 days prior to that, just as a cushion. There's the music pre-screening information, submission procedures that we went over earlier. And here are some links. A couple of really important links that you need to share with your teachers. The actual rubric that we use to score the student applications is here. So if if you or the teacher or the student wants to know if they're going to be selected as one of the 50 Muskogee County School District students to be nominated to the state and potentially participate in GHP, all they have to do is pull up this rubric and cross-reference the application that they're sending in with the rubric, and if everything that's on the rubric for the maximum amount of points reflects on the application, then they should be one of the 50 that gets picked. For your teachers, we have exemplar teacher responses that have been successful in the past that they can use as a model to write their nominations. And again, the tutorial Zoom will be there, and the tutorial Zoom PowerPoint will be there as well. There's other stuff, areas of nomination, timeline, general information, and there was one other thing that I wanted to tell you. Maybe it'll come back to me. Do you guys have any questions for me that haven't already been answered? Nope. Okay. District selection, grade, responses. Okay. Can't really think of anything else that I have right now. I'm gonna stop sharing. Last chance for questions. Everybody's good? Everybody knows where to get the copy of this Google presentation in the Canvas course? And all this information is there. No questions? I appreciate what you guys do. I know you have a ton on you, as we all do. And this is way extra. For me too, I always say the reason that I'm the district coordinator for Governor's Honors is because it has the word governor in it. I'm the social studies content specialist. But it's fine because it's really good for kids. This experience has literally changed kids' lives. I've heard stories about it, changed the trajectory of kids' lives. So I love to see lots of our students participating in GHP. So y'all shake the bushes and rally it up out there and get your teachers to do right by these kids, okay?
Can you please send me the list of our kids who made it from last year?
Oh, you wanted me to send it from last year? I
Yes,
can
for
totally
this
do
year
that.
too, when it does like if and when it happens, but from last year, only because somebody asked me recently and I was like, oh, I don't know.
You mean ask you if they knew if they made it?
They use it for numbers here,
The
and
teacher, an adult asked you.
yes, Dr.
Yeah.
Porch asked me for somebody. I just can't remember who he asked me
Yes,
for,
I'll send it.
but
I will send it to
yes,
you.
thank you.
Yes, no worries at all. I can do that. I'll do that before I leave this
And I know
room.
we had a stand-in that went, like originally she wasn't chosen, but then she got
Mhm.
bumped up.
Yeah,
That
because somebody else decided. Oh, I'm glad you said that. That reminds me. This may have been the thing I wanted to say earlier. We've had kids the last couple of years who actually made it all the way through the process, which is hard. I mean,
yes.
the amount of students who are chosen for GHP compared to the amount of students who apply, it's probably less than 1%. It's insanely competitive. We've had kids who actually made it and didn't go. So just make sure that your teachers are clear with the students that this is something that they really need to be passionate about and committed to, because that could have been another one of our kids taking that spot, you know? So yeah, that was the thing. All right, I'll send that, Sabrina, to you. Does anybody else need anything today? Y'all are good. Everybody's good.